This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream will... Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. This video will be, I think, on my own personal YouTube channel, I think. It's time to take another look at another Classic Watch 26 possible, I think, from the UK this time. But before we do that, where can people find these horses? Well, the Classic Watch 2026 website is already up and running. classicwatch2026.great/site.net is where people will be able to find these horses. You can already see the Australian trained horses, the New Zealand trained horses, and the South African trained horses on the website. New Zealand and South Africa for the first time this year to add more Southern Hemisphere horses to the site. The site has already taken out 2 classics in Australia, courtesy of Ole Dancer and Observer. And the site, Roll of Honour, is coming together gradually, really, it's fair to say. The pattern races are added when the horses have been identified and put on the site. So plenty more to come, I should imagine, on classicwatch2026.great/site.net. That is where people will be able to find the horses on Classic Watch all through the year, I'm hoping. Don't forget also there is the Patreon, Newman Racing, the Patreon is called. Always worth checking out the Patreon. There's paid content on there and unpaid content on there. Allows you to support me and do the right thing. You know, I'm doing all this hard work for you all, and, you know, you're all just taking and taking and taking, aren't you? So there's an opportunity to give something back on the Patreon, which is called Newman Racing. But before that, let's start looking at this horse quickly today then. This one is rather like the one we did the other day. It won't really be the longest video I've ever done on a Classic Watch possible, because this damn line has already been followed to this stage. Oh, I think there might be somebody at the door. Hang on a second. I'll just pause the video and see what's going on. Hello everybody and welcome back. Yeah, just something going on next door. It wasn't my door at all. So the horse we're going to take a look at today is Zavateri. Zavateri, a colt born in 2023, sired by Without Parole, out of a dam called Zerua, who herself was sired by Siuni. What a year. I've just realised I've not got the Racing Post tab open. This video is a bit sloppy, isn't it? Let's get the Racing tab open. Hello everybody and welcome back. Yes, the horse in question, Zavateri. 2-year-old colt trained by Eve Johnson Horton and owned by Mick and Janice Mariscotti. The horse is sired by a horse called Without Parole, a dam Zerua, a French-bred dam who of course is out of Siuni. And the horse was bred by John D. Gunter and TTR Bloodstock. What a year this horse had, age 2. Such a profitable horse to follow. Some people might say a typical Newman horse. I won't comment on that. You'll see the prices it's won out at 2. 11 to 2, 18 to 1, 8 to 1 and 15 to 2. Typical Newman horse, it's fair to say. Value there every single start the horse has run. It's just a shame I never identified it when it won first time out, isn't it? Because it does fit the profile of a typical Newman horse when you look back on these sort of things. And I was following a Classic Watch horse in 2024 from the same damn line as well. Yeah, it still didn't really latch onto it. But it's all about picking classic winners, not 2-year-old winners. And hopefully this horse is just at the beginning of its career. The horse has run 5 times, managed to win 4 times for career earnings of £383,194 at the moment, running to a best Racing Post rating in its career of 116 up to this point. People see the horse got off the mark on the 10th of June 2025 at Salisbury, when the horse beat Wojtek by 2.5 lengths, running to a Racing Post rating of 75. And then the horse managed to improve by 30 on its second start, when the horse took out the Group 2 July Stakes at Newmarket on the 10th of July 2025. Group 2 race over 6 furlongs, and the horse managed to defeat Do or Do Not by 1 length, winning at odds of 18 to 1. People must have still thought it was a fluke when it was up to furlong and kept to Group 2 level on the 29th of July 2025 at Glorious Goodwood, where the horse turned up to contest the Vintage Stakes at Goodwood, and the horse managed to defeat Morris Dancer by a short head. Still at odds of 8-1 that day, running to a Racing Post rating of 109 on its third start. The fourth start was the run where the horse secured Group 1 glory at 2-year-old, travelling to Ireland to contest the National Stakes on the 14th of September 2025 at the Curragh. Still up at 7 furlongs, the horse managed to defeat Gustad by a head. At the Curragh, a Racing Post rating of 116 was good enough to secure his first Group 1 race. He then aimed for a Group 1 double at Newmarket in the Dewhurst in October the 11th, 2025. But then the horse could only finish fourth of 9, suffering its first defeat, beaten 3 lengths by Gawan, running to a Racing Post rating that day of 111. So after winning its first 4 races, the horse suffered its first reversal at Newmarket in the Dewhurst. Hopefully the horse will be able to get back on track for trainer Eve Johnson Horton and jockey Charles Bishop, who has ridden the horse in every single one of his 5 starts to this date. Like I said earlier in the video, this isn't really the longest video. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at a couple of horses now in the pedigree side, taking us, I think, to the third dam of the horse. And then I think we might be able to stop looking, and I will be able to add a video as a card to this video to save you all a bit of time. And then we will be able to watch the horse Zavateri win 4 races, because this is a horse that won first time out. So we need to also take a look at the debut win of the horse Zavateri as well. And then we will look at the 3 pattern wins as well. Group 2 July Stakes, Group 2 at Goodwood Vintage Stakes, and Group 1 at National Stakes. So we'll take a look at all 4 of those races. Quick look at the pedigree online thoroughbred database. At first, they will see that Zavateri is all up to date. 4 wins, 5 starts, 383,194 UK pounds won in Great Britain and Ireland. Up to this stage, you'll see that Zavateri first in the National Stakes, also winner of the July Stakes and the Vintage Stakes, 4th in the Dewhurst Stakes at Newmarket. Page was updated on the 11th of October. People will see that the horse Zavateri is dam line 9C. That is the dam line we are interested in on the horse Zavateri. So without further ado, like I said, let's take a look at some of the horses now that the horse is out of on the dam side. We're going to take a look with the first horse, the dam, Zarua, a mare born in 2018, sired by Siuni out of Zakaza, who herself is sired out of Dalakani. People will see that Zarua in her career was unraced in her racing career. She is a relative to this horse, though, Zayrek, a horse I actually identified myself in Australia, in France before it went to Australia. Zayrek, a gelding, born in 2017. The horse sired by See the Stars out of a dam called Zerkaza, who as well is out of Dalakani, the same dam. You'll see this is a half brother to the first dam of our horse. Zayrek raced 22 times in his career, 5 wins, 3 seconds and 2 thirds. 10 out of 22 in the first 3 for earnings of 519,325 Australian dollars and 40,770 French euros. You'll see this horse started its career in France and then headed to Australia. At 3, the horse was placed in 2 listed races in France, the Prix Michel Hoivet at Deauville and the Prix Touraine at Saint Cloud. At 4, the horse was placed in another listed race, the City Tattersall's Cup, a listed race at Randwick, but was 4th in the Group 1 Metropolitan Handicap of 2021. At 5, the horse gained its first listed victory, winning the Randwick City Stakes, a listed race at Randwick. Before at 6, backing that up with a victory in a Group 3 race, the Neville Selwood Stakes at Rosehill. Before being placed in another 2 group races, the Sky High Stakes Group 3 at Rosehill and the Group 2 AD Hollindale Stakes, placed there in a Group 2 over 1,800 metres at the Sunshine Coast. So this horse is a Group 2 placed, Group 3 and listed winner, Zayrek, owned and bred by the Aga Khan before embarking on an Australian adventure in 2020. Next horse we're going to take a look at is the second dam, Zerkaza, a mare born in 2010, sired by Dalakani out of Zarkava. Again, the second dam of the horse is also unraced, Zarkaza. But the third dam, as we know, is legendary, Zarkava. One of the Aga Khan's best horses, you would say, in the 20th century, born in 1992. 2005, sorry, early 21st century horse, my mistake. We can take a look at Zarkava now, the third dam, a mare born in 2005, sired by Zamindar out of Zarkasha. A mare who was born in 1999 and was sired by Kayazi. Excuse me. Zarkava, unbeaten race career, 7 starts, 7 victories, for career earnings of €3,364,620 in her career. What a career Zarkava had. All 7 wins. Group 1 winner at 2. She won the Prix Marcel Boussac of 2007. But it was at 3 she really learnt. A dual classic winner of the French 1,000 guineas and the French Oaks, as well as winning the Group 3 Prix de la Grotte, the Group 1 Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, the Group 1 Prix Vermeil as well. What a horse, Zarkava, 5-time Group 1 winner, as well as winning a maiden and the Group 3 Prix de la Grotte, trained by Alain Royer Dupree. Champion 2-year-old filly in France in 2007. She broke the French 1,000 guineas race record with a time of 1:35.2. Multiple black type producer as well, Zarkava. But we can stop there, you see, because Zarkava is actually the second dam of the French Guineas winner from this year, who was a classic watch horse. That horse is Zawagana, a filly born in 2022, sired by Siyuni out of Zarkamaya. People will see that Zarkamaya sired by Frankel and bred out of Zarkava. Zawagana raced 7 times in her career, 4 wins and 3 seconds, never out of the first 2 in her 7 starts. A fantastic filly, earning €580,720 and €156,036 UK pounds in her career. What a filly. Zaragana managed to win at 3. At 2, she won the Group 3 Prix du Mal at Longchamp, before finishing runner-up in the Group 1 Prix Marcel Boussac at 2. At 3, the horse won, again, like Zarkava, the Group 3 Prix de la Grotte and the Group 1 French 1,000 guineas, before finishing second in the Group 1 Coronation Stakes and the Group 1 Prix Forêt at the end of her career. Never really raced her over the distances that they raced Zarkava over, trainer Francis Henri Graffard, but she was a classic winner and a Group 3 winner as well, dual Group 3 and Group 1 classic winner, placed in another 3 Group 3 races, Zaragana. And people see that, like I said, she is out of Zarkamaya and Zaragana and Zarkava, and you will see that Zavateri also has the third dam, the mighty Zarkava. Worth taking a look on the historical things as well, you would see, because Zarkava, you'll see there is the third dam of the horse. Petit Etoile, the 5th dam of Zarkava, is another legendary race mare. But before we take a look at Petit Etoile, I can put a card in this video to link everybody to Zaragana so people can take a look at Zaragana, and I will do that now. And then we can continue the video by taking a look at the next dam, Petit Etoile, who is the 5th dam, actually, of Zarkava, born in 1956. Petit Etoile, like I said, a filly born in 1956, sired by Petition out of Star of Iran, who was born in 1949. Petit Etoile, what a career she had. 19 races. She was never out of the first 2. 14 wins and 5 seconds in 19 starts, for career earnings of £72,626 UK pounds. They've always raced for peanuts in England. Always have. Petit Etoile has won a lot of races. At 2, she was second in the Malk, and this horse also bred by the Aga Khan. At 3, she won the 1,000 guineas, the Oaks, the Yorkshire Oaks, the Champion Stakes, the Sussex Stakes, and the Free Handicap. At 4, she won the Coronation Cup, the Victor Wilde Stakes, second in the King George as well. At 5, she won another Coronation Cup. She won the Sandown Park Coronation Stakes, the Rouse Memorial Stakes, and the Scarborough Stakes. And she was also second in the Queen Elizabeth as well. Queen Elizabeth II Stakes in 1961. Champion European 3-year-old filly of 1960, 1959 and 1960. Another tremendous dam on our dam side, and she would be being the 5th dam of Zarkava. She would be the 8th dam of our horse, Zavateri. Petit Etoile, very interesting horse. We'll take a look now on the historic dam line of Family 9C. There you will see Petit Etoile, born in 1956, the British Guineas and Oaks winner, already there. And you'll see Zarkava, the French 1000 Guineas, the Oaks and the Arc winner of 2005, just down there as well. Unfortunately, the lady who has made this site, bloodlines.net, has unfortunately passed away a few years ago. This site is currently offline. People will have to go through the Wayback Machine in order to access this fantastic resource. It really would be a tragedy if this website was lost to online resources. Yes, I might know about the Wayback Machine. Other people might not. You know, this website really should be available to all rather than hidden behind an Argo tunnel error, whatever one of those is. That's one way to stop people seeing the site for sure. Too many clues on it, you see, for people like me. You know, they don't want to be giving the clues away to outsiders. Horse racing is famous for that. But yeah, Petit Etoile and Zarkava, both on this section of 9C of the historic site, bloodlines.net. Other horses like French Oaks winner Zainta, born in 1995 as well. And there's also Nishapur, Peas and Carrots, the Danish Derby winner of 2003 as well. Some very interesting horses around this section. In fact, it goes all the way back, really, to horses like Mumtaz Mahal, Mahmood, Migoli. It's a top Aga Khan line, and it has been for a long time. There, in fact, is Star of Iran, who was the dam, I think, of Petit Etoile on the website as well. Right, what we can do now is I think it's time to close a few tabs down and watch the horse Zavateri win 4 times. Like I said, we're going to watch the horse win its maiden first time out at Salisbury. When the horse does win first time out, I do like to show them win the first time out. I think it's the least that people can do. So we're going to go all the way back now to June of 2025 and a 6 furlong novice stakes at Salisbury to watch the debut of Zavateri. And we will watch that race and then we will see what we think.
And they're often racing. They went without Red Snapper, who reared in the stalls. King of Chaos is out well, and Chili Con Carne are both prominent towards the inside running rail. They're being followed by Starlight Sammy, as King of Chaos is quite keen. A Gascony and the striped colours of Wojtek on the outside. So settling down, Chili Con Carne and Gascony showing much more than on debut, moves to the lead. King of Chaos very fierce behind the speed. So as they settle down, it is Gascony who leads from the striped colours of Wojtek, White Lad of the Grey on the outside. King of Chaos in the white jacket still fights the rider on the outside of Chili Con Carne. Second half of the field made up of Priestess Zavateri. Having jumped okay, Starlight Sammy's drifted back in the field, one from the tail, and Big Song is last of all. So Gascony leads Wojtek, White Ladder pushed along on the outside. Chili Con Carne and King of Chaos continue to track the leaders in 4th and 5th. Zavateri is making ground amongst horses, travelling okay in the dark sleeves, then Priestess, as they make their way now with 2 furlongs to go. Wojtek has the lead from Gascony. King of Chaos is pulled out towards the outside. Still Zavateri makes ground on the other flank in quite taking fashion. They head inside the last. It is Zavateri who scythes through the field here. Wojtek, the other debutant, staying on stoutly with and company as well with Big Song. Starlight Sammy late on the scene, but Zavateri beats into second place Wojtek, with Starlight Sammy running on for 3rd, and they were just away from a wave of other horses. They included the likes of King of Chaos and also Gascony.
Very good performance that was, I thought, by Zavateri. People will see, like the commentator said. The horse really did travel superbly there on debut, didn't it? You saw it make eye-catching progress towards the back of the field, ahead of the round, the 2 furlong or 3 furlong marker, and then it was switched to the inside with around furlong to go, and jockey Charlie Bishop, I thought, put the race to bed very well indeed there, defeating Wojtek, I would say, quite comfortably on the day by 2.5 lengths. It was then on a month, exactly a month's time, the 10th of July 2025, that we would see the horse on its second start at Newmarket's July course and the July meeting to contest the 6 furlong 2-year-old race, the July Stakes, the Kingdom of Bahrain July Stakes. Group 2 race, this one, for colts and geldings, taking place on July 2025. Despite that first good win that we saw at Salisbury, the horse Zavateri seemed to go to Newmarket as a relatively unfancied horse. So let's see what we make of the July Stakes. Shall we take a look at the race and then we will see what we think.
That's it. They're all in. They're ready. Set. They're off. It is the Kingdom of Bahrain July Stakes, 6 furlongs ahead of them. The Group 2 prize, Comical Point, and the noseband got out brightly. Gives a lead to Brussels Ryan Moore in the dark blue silks, just ahead of Will Buick on Maximised in the raw blue. Then Zavateri, the green and white on the jacket, in 4th place, to Hill Pepper with a pink cap, and Do or Do Not, just a little outpaced through the first quarter mile, last of the half dozen. Comical Point has got across to the far rail and leads at a brisk exchange, 42 miles an hour down towards halfway. Brussels, though, is matching him, comes alongside. Couple lengths away, Maximised, Buick crouching lower. Zavateri out wide, making an effort. Hill Pepper trying to thread through in behind the pink cap, and then Do or Do Not. Downhill towards the last quarter mile, and Brussels now goes on. Moore shakes him up. Maximised, though, beginning to respond, coming through to challenge. Zavateri on the left, running a big race. Hill Pepper trying to find daylight up the rail, the pink cap. Zavateri strikes the front, passing the furlong to Hill Pepper. Do or Do Not, the orange cap, is running on from the rear. Brussels and Maximised are beaten, and it's Zavateri for a big shock in the July Stakes. Zavateri beats Do or Do Not. Close for third between Hill Pepper and Brussels.
Well, you see there, the control commentator said that it was a big shock. But to me, it's just an example of how good they are at hiding the good horses these days from the general public. You know, the horse, people had seen the pedigree first time out. They'd seen the horse travel and, in my view, win very well first time out. The horse's pedigree didn't change from the first race to the second race. The horse is still the same horse. And the horse came through nicely there, Zavateri, and I thought won the July Stakes in quite catching fashion. A massive Racing Post rating improvement there, from 75 on debut to 105 on second run. 30. I mean, that must be one of the biggest ever seen on the flat, at least by me. You know, that is massive. 75 to 105. It was then put away for around 3 weeks until the end of July 2025, when they decided to up the horse to 7 furlongs for the first time. They kept the horse to Group 2 level and went to Glorious Goodwood to contest the Vintage Stakes. This was a total different kettle of fish altogether, and still, the horse was a relatively unfancied 8-1 chance, despite being unbeaten on 2 starts. Let's see what we make of the Vintage Stakes, shall we? And then we will take a look at the race now and see what we think.
In the gate, Humidity restless in the outside post, settles, and they're off. A step so away was Goodwood Galaxy from stall number 9, also from stall 1, Laureate Crown, not that fast into stride, and outpaced in the early stages of the Coral Vintage Stakes, with towards the inside, it's Do or Do Not, now being taken on through by Gama Sutra, and Gama Sutra now comes through to take the lead as they go around their first turn. Vincenzo Perugia now races into second. The inside Dorset is keen in third. Humidity with a noseband is in fourth. Do or Do Not has been shuffled back to fifth. Then Zavateri around the outside. Next in the field is Laureate Crown with Andab on his outside. Good Galaxy has passed one. Morris Dancer is now last and already into the home straight and through halfway in the Coral Vintage Stakes. And it is Gama Sutra and Sean Levy who've got the lead over Vincenzo Perugia. Raced in second for David Egan. Now being hustled along. Humidity by James Doyle urging this one to close in third. Dorset towards the inside rail in fourth. fourth. Do or Do Not now, unleashed down the wide outside, followed into the race now by Zavateri. There's a furlong and a half to go. They're bunching up. Humidity, Zavateri and Do or Not on the outside. Morris Dancer is staying on, but it is Zavateri who has taken the lead. A half furlong to go. Zavateri, Do or Do Not down the outside. Morris Dancer. There's another 100 yards to go. Morris Dancer now edging. It's very tight. Zavateri lunged right on the line with Morris Dancer in a head bob for the Coral Vintage Stakes. That is desperately close between Zavateri and Morris Dancer.
Heads up, heads down there. At the right time, you saw Zavateri's head. Just at the right time. Up the winning line to deny. A brave effort right there, really, it's fair to say. From the Godolphin side horse, Morris Dancer, to lower the colours of Zavateri. But the horse, Zavateri, proved its gameness there in defying that Group 2 penalty and the extra increase from 6 furlongs to 7 furlongs. Don't forget that. I thought that was a good performance from the horse, Zavateri, to take out his second Group 2 race in the Vintage Stakes at glorious Goodwood. We're now going to move forward a bit now to a month and a half to September 2025. And Zavateri's date with destiny in Ireland at the Curragh in the Group 1 National Stakes over 7 furlongs. Very interesting field lined up for this race, it's fair to say. And despite winning 2 Group 2s and a maiden in the style that we've seen Zavateri win, he still went off for this Group 1 race at odds of 15 to 2. It really is incredible the value people have had on this horse. So let's take a look at the National Stakes now. Group 1 action at the Curragh, and we will see what we think after the race.
Flag raised. 6 runners loaded. They're off. Dorset gave stable companion Stad a bump coming out of stalls. 7 furlongs in front of them, the Goffs Vincent O'Brien National Stakes Group 1. And it is Dorset leading the way under Gavin Ryan. From Saba Desert, William Buick is just headed for second by North Coast and Dylan Brown McMonigal. And fourth is Stad and Christophe Sumion with the last 2, Zavateri, Charlie Bishop and Italy, Ronan Whelan in the white cab. In the lead is Dorset from North Coast and Saba Desert. These 3 covered by just over 2 lengths, being tracked by Stad. Followed towards halfway by Zavateri and yet to settle Italy. Fighting for his head at the back of the field as they pass the halfway stage, the Group 1 Goffs Vincent O'Brien National Stakes. Little changes in the order. It is Dorset, the leader from North Coast, pretty close in second. Ridden along is Saba Desert, being followed by Stad and then Zavateri. And a couple of legs back to Italy. They pass the 2 and North Coast joins issue with Dorset into a challenging position and quickening up is Stad. Coming with Stad is Zavateri, and on the outside is Italy inside the final furlong. Stad strongly pressed by Zavateri. Running on and behind them is Italy. It is stride for stride. Stad on the inside of Zavateri. Heads up and down Zavateri. Stad. The National Stakes goes to the judge. Italy third.
Again, in a race not rather like the race we've just seen, the Goodwood Stakes. Zavateri's head down on the line when it mattered. I'm sure they're going to show a replay soon before I will stop the video, and here it comes. Here we'll see heads up, heads down, Gustav just in front there. Zavateri just
result of the 5th race.
Very close. Very, very close there, but Zavateri has just managed to hang on and win the Group 1 National Stakes. Group 1 glory for this dual 2-year-old winner, Group 2 winner, and you will see there that what a season the horse has had. Zavateri, absolutely magnificent season. 2 Group 2 victories and a Group 1. The horse did lose his unbeaten record on the 11th of October 2025. When Zavateri could only finish 4th in the Dewhurst, beaten 3 lengths by Gawan on good to firm ground. But the horse, in those first 4 runs, had already proved to be a top-class 2-year-old. And Group 1 winner, dual Group 2 winner. And with a pedigree like that, and the races the horse has won, like the National Stakes, surely it will be that Zavateri will surely be some sort of classic contender heading in to 2026. I certainly hope so anyway, because I've not managed to collect on the horse yet. It'd just be like this horse to never win another race. You know, now I've managed to get the horse on side. Why did I not follow it through the 2-1? Well, connections, obviously. If you just go through the history of racing to see, there's plenty of good trainers about, but I do think that the classic winners normally do come from the same sort of collection. And credit to trainer Eve Johnson Horton for mixing it with them. And not only mixing it with them in the year of 2025, actually beating them. And I do think this horse is a worthwhile classic contender on the back of that. And it will be interesting to see if there is any improvement in the horse. She's obviously raced a lot more. The horse has obviously raced a lot more at 2 than horses like Zarkava and Zarigana did, who are recent classic winners on this line. I just hope they haven't burnt it all up and they've saved some for a 3 and a possible 4-year-old campaign as well with Zavateri. Very interesting prospect, I think it's fair to say. And if she was to line up in a classic, she would definitely be worthy of a place, I think, on classicwatch2026.great/site.net. Right, I think I can think about leaving this video here. Thank you very much to everybody who has taken the time to watch this video on Zavateri. I hope you've learned as much about the horse as I have. What I will do in this video is I will leave a copy to the Classic Watch 26 Possibles playlist. That way people will be able to see all the Classic Watch 26 Possibles, Australia, New Zealand, the one South African horse. And I think this is the third horse from the UK to make the site. I'm not sure if there's any Irish-based horses on the site yet, or French-based horses. There will be soon at some point, and German-based to add the collection. But yeah, I will include a copy of the Classic Watch 26 playlist, and I will also include an option for people, an opportunity for people to subscribe to the channel. That way they will not miss any more of my content moving forward. Subscribing to the channel in no way helps me out at all, everybody. I gain no benefit at all from you subscribing to the channel. The benefit is all solely yours. You will not miss, if you enable the notifications correctly on YouTube, it just allows you not to miss any of my content at all. I receive nothing for it. You receive everything. That's why you see the Patreon Newman racing is so valuable to me. It allows people to do the right thing. But yeah, I think I'll leave this video here now. Thank you very much, like I said, to everybody that watches it. What have we got coming up today? Well, we're heading towards New Year 2026 here in the UK. In about 40 minutes, it's the Grade 1 Forheen Novices Chase, where Final Demand looks to increase his chances of getting to Cheltenham in one of the Grade 1 Novices Chases. Final Demand, of course, one of my horses on the Patreon channel and Group 1 winning hurdler last year, although the horse did not win at Cheltenham, it's fair to say. But so that is all to come. That is all for another sphere. But for now, I do think I can leave this video. Thank you very much to everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day and Happy New Year if you celebrate that sort of thing. This year, this video might well be the last video of 2025. I might treat you all and squeeze another one in. It all depends on me, you see. I'm driving the ship. I'm in control. It's up to me. So I will decide in the next couple of days. I might get another video out, or I might wait until the new year. Either way, keep up to date with the YouTube and the Patreon. That way you will not miss anything at all. Right, I'll leave this video here. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves and your loved ones. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.